Welcome to the Rebel Health Coach Podcast with Tom Underwood. Armed with truth and knowledge, your journey to a healthy lifestyle can be obtained. Preventative wellness, quality nourishment, and daily fitness routines dramatically improve your outlook on life as a whole. And you'll find the support and info you need to accomplish a healthier lifestyle here. Together, we can empower each other along our journey to an amazing you.
Welcome to the Rebel Health Coach Podcast. This week's episode is another solo show with me, the Rebel Health Coach, Tom Underwood. Today's topic, leaky gut. How can my gut be leaking? Good question. It's kind of a follow-up to my last episode on poop. If your poop is not right, the chances are your gut is leaking. And there's a lot of talk in the health world about gut health these days. You've probably even heard that the key to reversing a whole host of health issues, ranging from skin issues to serious autoimmune conditions, starts with healing your so-called leaky gut. After all, Hippocrates, a very intelligent man, is famously credited with stating that all disease begins in the gut, which is very, very true. Several factors are thought to disrupt the normal intestinal environment and contribute to a leaky gut. But what the heck is a leaky gut? And how do I know if mine is actually leaking? This refers to damage and or thinning of the lining of the gastrointestinal tract, aka your gut. Your gastrointestinal tract acts as a barrier between the outside world and the rest of your body. A pretty important job, I think. The gastrointestinal tract is sealed off from the rest of the body by a gut lining that only allows fully digested nutrients into the bloodstream. During the normal digestion process, the tight junctions, you can think of them as a protective gates in the lining that stay closed, forcing all the molecules to effectively be screened and only pass into the bloodstream through the mucosal cells when appropriate for nutrient absorption. However, the integrity of this lining may become compromised due to inflammation, which could be caused by many different things, including a poor diet, stress, medications, bacterial or viral infections, autoimmune disease, and more. When the lining becomes more permeable than it should, these tight junctions can open, allowing bacteria, toxins, and incompletely digested proteins, fats, and waste into the bloodstream. That's not good. Once these toxins are in the blood, they flow throughout the body, which senses them as invaders, as they do not belong in the bloodstream. The immune system then kicks into action, reacting to these foreign substances that have crossed the intestine as dangerous intruders. This can trigger an autoimmune reaction as the body overresponds to these invaders. It's a serious, although common problem, and it can compromise health in many different ways, triggering and contributing to or worsening a wide range of chronic diseases, including arthritis, asthma, autism, autoimmune conditions, chronic fatigue syndrome, depression, type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, skin disorders, thyroid problems, and weight loss resistance, which we don't want because we all want to lose weight, don't we? Every one of these conditions has been linked to gut health issues in some way. Several factors are thought to disrupt the normal intestinal environment and contribute to leaky gut. Contributors to a leaky gut include excess intake of calories, unhealthy fats, refined grains, sugars, and alcohol, which promote inflammation and digestive trouble. Next, the use of antibiotics or NSAIDs, i.e. ibuprofen or over-the-counter pain relievers. These can disrupt the balance of good and bad bacteria in the gut and cause damage to the lining of the gastrointestinal system, respectively, if frequently used. Next up, disturbances in the gut microbiome. Overgrowth of bad bacteria in the small intestine in relation to the good, healthy bacteria, your gut flora that helps digest your food. Next up, chronic stress, which can also cause inflammation throughout the body, including your gut, which is why I talk about stress reduction a lot, even though sometimes I'm a walking stress bomb myself. Most healthcare professionals don't recognize leaky gut as a real diagnosis, and there isn't a standard test to determine if you're suffering from it, which is sad. Whether the claims about leaky gut are true or not, gut health is something to consider when it comes to your overall health. As Hippocrates said, all disease begins in the gut. And now for some general housekeeping. First things first, if you enjoyed this episode, please take a minute, go into your app and rate and review this show. Then share it with your friends. This would mean the world to me. Next up, to join my mailing list for newsletters and other emails, text RHCP, Rebel Health Coach Podcast, RHCP to 22828. Again, text RHCP to 22828. I promise not to send you endless emails. Believe me, who has the time for that? Now, to grab a free 20-minute consultation with me, go to my website, and on the homepage, at the bottom is a red button that says Book Now. Click it and schedule your consultation with me. I will have you fill out an intake form so that during our consultation, we can discuss what I can do for you and also see if we are a good fit to work together. You can find the link in the show notes also. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the episode. If you are experiencing digestive woes like bloating and are irregular on a regular basis, it's possible your gut health and your digestion may be impaired and then your gut is, in fact, in need of healing. Next, let's talk about good habits to support a healthy intestinal environment and properly functioning gut. Good habits to support a healthy intestinal environment and properly functioning gut include 1, eating whole, minimally processed foods with a focus on fiber-rich plant foods. 2, include fermented foods like raw sauerkraut or kimchi, naturally cultured yogurt and kefir, unsweetened preferably, or kombucha, which contain good for your gut bacteria. Also, number 3, sip bone broth or take a collagen supplement. Collagen is thought to help rebuild and restore the gut lining. Number 4, take an omega-3 supplement or include 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish each week to help combat inflammation. Honestly, I would go with the omega-3 supplement over the fatty fish only because, unfortunately, our fatty fish these days is, unless you're buying real fresh fish, contains a lot of mercury. So let's go with the omega-3 supplement. Next up, number 5, take a daily probiotic supplement to support your gut microbiome. Number 6, find natural alternatives to pain relief, like essential oils or meditation, instead of relying on over-the-counter NSAIDs, which are known to damage the lining of the gut and cause digestive issues. Now the question is, do you have a leaky gut? If you do, as you can see, it could become a factor in whatever chronic health issues you may be experiencing. That is why it's important to determine whether or not you actually have a leaky gut. If you discover that you do, you can take steps to heal it, which can help the rest of your body heal also. So how do we discover if we have a leaky gut? Well, as I said earlier, your stool samples or your stool from the Bristol stool chart can determine that. Also bloating and other issues. There are 4 tests that can give you a definite answer. A food intolerance test. When the immune system is in hyperreactive mode, your body may see almost everything as a threat. It may start producing antibodies to foods you eat all the time, resulting in food intolerance. Sometimes the intolerance to certain foods creates obvious symptoms, but more often it creates low-grade systematic inflammation over time. Testing to determine these intolerances can guide your dietary choices towards anti-inflammatory rather than inflammatory foods to help your whole system calm down. Number 2, parasite test. Leaky gut and an imbalanced microbiome can become a breeding ground for parasites. While parasitic infections are often associated with visits to tropical or developing countries, I see them frequently in Western patients with chronic conditions, even when they have not visited locations where parasites are common. Any compromised immunity can give opportunistic parasites a foothold. If you identify them, you can take steps to get rid of them. Next up, number 3, bacterial dysbiosis test. Just as with chronic parasite infections, a weakened GI system can cause an imbalance of bacterial life or dysbiosis or disruption in your gut. When there's a pH change in your GI system, conditions like SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, can arise. This change in your body's pH can also cause higher levels of opportunistic bacteria such as H. pylori or E. coli. This test can help you determine what bacteria might be out of balance so you can target the problem. Number 4, lactulose mantola test. This highly specific test analyzes urine for the clearance of 2 sugars, lactulose and mannitol, which are byproducts of leaky gut syndrome. The best way to order these tests and to have guidance in interpreting the results is to consult with a functional medicine practitioner who can order the test and provide a comprehensive diagnosis with personalized solutions for those suffering with chronic health conditions. If mainstream medicine hasn't provided you with an answer to your symptoms, consider this your path. I consult people all over in dealing with these underlying issues, such as gut health. In closing, I'd like to say there are many, many ways to reverse leaky gut. I understand that testing is not usually covered by our health insurance companies, unfortunately. And I know you don't like the idea of spending the extra money to test this. I highly suggest you contact a qualified healthcare practitioner to talk about this. A 90-day leaky gut elimination diet paired with smart gut-supporting supplements like L-glutamine, digestive enzymes, and probiotics can be a great option. I do offer a free 7-day gut health program, and the link will be in the show notes of this episode to sign up for that. Now, I realize you can't heal a leaky gut in 7 days. I know that's impossible. But this program is designed to help you make long-term changes and begin the process to healing your gut. This program will also give you a 20-minute complimentary consultation with me following the 7-day challenge to discuss my gut healing protocol moving forward, should you choose to sign up with me. I give you references in the show notes for this podcast. I thank you very much for listening to this episode, and I hope you have a fantastic day, night, morning, evening, whenever you may be listening to this episode. I am grateful for that. Thank you very much. Much love.
Thank you for joining in today with the Rebel Health Coach, Tom Underwood. And be sure to subscribe to the show so you can catch all the episodes. With desire and commitment, you can implement a lifestyle of wellness and fitness. For the support, encouragement, and tools you need to be successful, visit tomunderwood.net.